Have you ever wondered why the rich get richer while the poor remain stuck in a vicious cycle of difficulty and limitation? The answer isn't just about money. The core lies in mindset. In this video, I will share with you the 8 mindsets that create the biggest difference between the rich and the poor. This isn't just knowledge, it's experience, a mindset map to help you transform, to help you move from struggling financially to taking firm steps toward freedom and prosperity. If you truly desire change, stay until the end of the video. And if you are ready for this journey of mindset transformation, leave a comment. I am ready to be wealthy. 1. Opportunity and risk. The rich embrace risk. The poor avoid it. Imagine you are standing before 2 paths. One is a smoothly paved, safe road lined with cool trees, but it leads to a dead end. The other path is rough, rocky, and steep, appearing dangerous. But if you are brave enough to walk to the end of it, you will find a grand gate opening to a land of prosperity and opportunity. The rich choose the second path. The poor mostly choose the first. This isn't just about choosing a path, it's about how they perceive risk and opportunity. The rich are not afraid of risk. They understand that every great opportunity is hidden behind risk. They don't see risk as a threat, but as a test, a ticket to advance in the financial game. Conversely, the poor often avoid risk like the plague. They fear losing their jobs, their money, failing, and being ridiculed. And because of fear, they choose stability. But it is that very stability that becomes a golden cage, trapping their potential in the familiar. You know what? When a rich person fails, they don't cry. They ask, "What did I learn?" They move on, learn from the experience, and upgrade their strategy. When a poor person fails, they often conclude, "I'm not good enough," and then they stop, give up, and tell others, "I tried it, it doesn't work." Elon Musk went bankrupt twice before Tesla became a legend. Jack Ma was rejected more than 30 times for jobs and failed in dozens of ventures before founding Alibaba. They all chose to walk through the land of risk because they knew opportunity always hides behind the curtain of adventure. The rich embrace calculated risk, not blind risk. They know that if they only do what is safe, they will never achieve the extraordinary. The poor avoid risk not out of ignorance, but out of fear. But fear never creates achievement. Train yourself to have a brave mindset. Dare to try. Dare to be wrong. Dare to fail. Because after every fall, you don't return to the starting line. You return with a stronger mind and a tougher heart. Are you afraid of risk? Comment below. I choose to step into the zone of risk to find opportunity, if you are ready to shift your mindset. 2. Money, a tool or a goal. Most people want more money, but have you ever asked yourself what the rich and the poor think about money? And what exactly makes the difference? The poor often see money as the destination. They work hard, save every penny, and try to accumulate as much money as possible because they think that when they have enough, life will be better. In their minds, money is the ultimate goal. And the rich? They don't see money as a goal. They see it as a tool. A powerful tool, but not everything. For them, money isn't the destination, but the vehicle that helps them reach their destination faster. It's a means to create value, freedom, and opportunity. The rich make money by creating value. They don't just work for money. They build systems so that money works for them. They invest, they learn financial management, they let money generate more money. For them, every dollar is a seed. If planted in the right place, it can sprout and become an entire garden of prosperity. The poor are the opposite. They hold on to money like their last breath. They fear losing it, so they don't dare to invest. They hoard it in a bank account or, worse, spend it on things that don't generate returns. Clothes, electronics, lavish meals for instant gratification. But they don't realize that money that stands still is dead money. The rich use money to buy back time. The poor use time to earn money. These are 2 completely different mindsets. The rich build passive income, a cash flow that comes in even while they sleep. The poor sell their labor hour by hour for a fixed salary. You may not have much money today, but if you start seeing money as a tool, you will learn to master it. You'll start to invest, save correctly, allocate cash flow, and use it to create more value. That is the beginning of financial freedom. Don't chase money like a tired hunter. Learn to tame it. When you master money, it will work for you. When you depend on it, it will control you. So today, what do you see money as? A master or a servant? If you choose to master money instead of being controlled by it, leave a comment. I choose to use money as a tool to build my freedom. 3. Education. An expense or an investment? There is one thing the rich always do that the poor often overlook. They never stop learning. The poor often think that learning ends after graduation. For them, education is a phase in life, a cost to be paid for a degree and a stable job. After that, they close their books, put them away, and step into life with a "that's enough" mindset. But the rich are different. They understand that learning never stops. Knowledge is an asset, and the more they learn, the more valuable they become. They don't learn because they are forced to. They learn because they actively seek real power, the power that comes from understanding. The rich invest thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars in courses, books, mentors, and seminars. Not because they have excess money, but because they know that if you stop learning, you will be left behind. The world changes every day. The way to make money today is not the same as it was 10 years ago. The skills that are in demand now may be obsolete in a few years. The rich know this, so they are always learning about finance, technology, mindset, soft skills, psychology, and much more. They see each course as a stepping stone, a rung on the ladder to climb higher. The poor often hesitate to spend money on learning. This course is too expensive. I probably won't finish this book if I buy it. They forget one thing. The price of ignorance is far more expensive than the price of learning. Not knowing how to manage finances can make you lose all your assets. Not knowing how to communicate can make you miss opportunities. Not knowing how to update your thinking can leave you permanently behind. Education is not an expense. It is the investment with the highest rate of return. A good book can change your entire direction. A quality video can be a wake-up call. A good mentor can shorten 10 years of fumbling into 1 year of acceleration. The poor learn because they are forced. The rich learn because they want freedom. If you want financial freedom, freedom of choice, freedom to master your life, then start by learning every day. How much are you spending on your education? Are you investing in your most important asset, your brain? If you believe that knowledge is the most powerful lever to change your life, leave a comment. I commit to learning every day to develop myself. 4. Long-term versus short-term. Creator versus survivor. Mindset. There is a truth few want to admit. Most poor people live in a firefighting mode. They focus on what to do to get through today, to get through this month, but few stop to plan for the next year or 10 years. In contrast, the rich live with a completely different mindset, a long-term, creator mindset. They don't just think about the present. They always ask, what will the things I do today bring in 5 years? The poor are caught up in short-term needs. They spend money on things that bring instant gratification, a new phone, nice clothes, a short trip. Meanwhile, the rich prioritize investing in the future, assets, health, skills, and systems that create long-term value. A short-term mindset is like lighting a small fire for warmth that goes out after a few minutes. A long-term mindset is like building a furnace. It requires initial effort, but then it can generate continuous energy. The rich are not greedy for quick results. They patiently plant trees. They know that all sustainable results take time. When they invest, they don't expect profits next month but aim for 3, 5, or even 10 years. The poor want to see results immediately. They buy a stock and hope the price goes up tomorrow. They work for a few months and expect a promotion. And when the results don't come as expected, they get disappointed and quit. Success is not for the hasty. It's for those who know how to wait, who know how to prepare, who dare to sacrifice short-term pleasure for long-term achievement. Look at the successful people you know. Entrepreneurs, artists, investors. None of them took shortcuts. They all had to sow, cultivate, and patiently wait for the harvest. Are you living in a firefighting mode or building a solid future? Are you spending money to satisfy today or investing for freedom tomorrow? If you want to become someone who lives for long-term goals, leave a comment. I choose to create my future, not chase fleeting moments. 5. Responsibility. Taking ownership versus blaming circumstances. When things in life go wrong, how do you react? Do you blame others? Blame society? Blame circumstances? Or do you look at yourself? This is one of the biggest differences between the rich and the poor. The poor often live with a victim mentality. They believe life is a series of prearranged events and they are just passive participants. If they fail, they blame an unfair society, parents who weren't rich, a stingy boss, or bad luck. The rich, on the other hand, take responsibility, not because they are always right, but because they know that when you take responsibility, you have the power to change. The rich don't wait for miracles. They don't hope others will save them. They stand up, observe, analyze, and act. They ask themselves, what did I do wrong? What can I improve? What more do I need to learn to overcome this situation? The mindset of taking responsibility turns them into masters of their lives. The mindset of blaming keeps the poor in a state of being controlled by circumstances. You can't steer the ship of your life if you refuse to take the helm. You can't change the future if you always think the fault lies with others. Successful people are not perfect, but they dare to take responsibility for every outcome in their lives, good or bad. And because of that, they learn more, grow faster, and achieve more. If you truly want to change, stop blaming. Start with a simple question. What can I do differently to get a better result? Responsibility is not a burden. It is the key that unlocks control. And when you control your mindset, you will control the outcomes in your life. If you agree that success starts with taking responsibility, leave a comment. I am the master of my life, no one else. 6. Network, connecting to elevate versus self-limitation. There's a familiar saying in investment circles. Your greatest asset is not your money, but your network. And it's true. The rich clearly understand the value of a network, while the poor often underestimate or completely ignore it. The rich build their network as a core part of their journey to success. They don't just make friends for entertainment. They connect to exchange knowledge, to grow together, to share opportunities. They understand that the right conversation at the right time with the right person can completely change the destiny of their career. And the poor? They often stick to familiar relationships. Old school friends, former colleagues, close neighbors. They are afraid to connect with people better than them, afraid of rejection, afraid of being judged, and so they limit themselves to a small, narrow circle where there are no new ideas, no inspiration, no breakthroughs. The rich actively participate in groups and events, meeting people who inspire them. They learn from others' stories, listen, observe, and at the same time, spread value. They don't approach others just to receive. They find ways to create value first, and then value naturally returns to them. Meanwhile, the poor often approach relationships with the mindset of, what can this person do for me? But lasting relationships are not built on exploitation. They are built on sincerity and mutual benefit. Success is never a solo journey. Every successful person has a team, a community, a support network behind them. You can go fast alone, but you will go far with companions. Are you investing in your network? Do you dare to step out of your comfort zone, talk to people who are better, think bigger, and live differently? Start with something simple. Share what you know, learn what you don't, and build relationships based on trust. Because a network not only helps you succeed, it also keeps you steady when difficulties arise. If you believe that success comes not from being alone but from the right connections, leave a comment. I build my network to elevate myself. 7. Time. Wasting or investing. Everyone has 24 hours a day. Whether you are a billionaire or living minimally on a few million a month, the amount of time you have is the same. So why do some people use that time to create wealth, while others let it drift by meaninglessly? The answer lies in mindset. The rich view time as their most precious asset. They don't let anyone steal it. They schedule their work, study, and rest scientifically. Every hour is used to get closer to their goals. And the poor? They often waste time without realizing it. They spend hours watching TV, scrolling through social media, and engaging in meaningless gossip. They think working 8 hours a day is enough. But it's the other 16 hours that determine how far you go in life. The rich use their time to build skills, find opportunities, develop relationships, and make long-term investments. They understand that every day is a golden opportunity to build the future. The poor often procrastinate. They say, "I'll do it tomorrow." But tomorrow becomes tomorrow again, and opportunities just disappear. Time does not return. You can earn more money, but you can never get back a lost day. The rich are very aware of this. They choose important tasks, say no to meaningless things, and focus on what truly produces results. The poor are easily distracted by immediate temptations. A new movie, a temporary pleasure, a repetitive habit. And then they say, "I don't have time to learn, to invest, to develop." But the truth is, they have the time. They just use it for the wrong things. Success doesn't come from big decisions. It comes from the small minutes you use every day. When you use your time to learn a new skill, read another book, or complete a plan, you're getting closer to your goal. When you let time pass unconsciously, you're standing still while others are moving far ahead. Are you investing your time or just spending it as if it were an infinite resource? If you want to control your life, start by controlling your time. Make a plan, prioritize what's important, and act, even if it's not perfect. If you are ready to use your time to build your future, comment, "I invest my time for freedom and success." 8. Success and failure. A stepping stone or a dead end. Failure. Two words that terrify many people. And the truth is, this is also what divides the mindsets of the rich and the poor. The poor see failure as a full stop. They try once, fail, and then conclude, "This isn't for me. I'm not good enough." Or worse, "My life is over." They fear failure so much that they don't dare to start. They want certainty before they act. They look for the safe path, and when they encounter a challenge, they stop. In contrast, the rich see failure as a stepping stone, a lesson, a mandatory requirement on the journey to success. No one succeeds without ever having failed. Steve Jobs was fired from the very company he founded. Walt Disney was once rejected for lacking creativity. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. They failed, but they didn't stop. They got up, did it again, and went further. The rich have a crystal-clear mindset. If I learn something from a failure, then it was not meaningless. They are not obsessed with always being right. They know that being wrong is an essential part of growth. Meanwhile, the poor often have a fear of being judged. They fear others will laugh at them when they fail. They fear losing face, fear being hurt. And because of that fear, they never dare to break through. Success is not about never falling, but about how many times you fall and can still get up and keep walking. The rich don't see failure as a personal failure. They don't blame themselves or beat themselves up. They face failure like a researcher. They record, analyze, improve, and do better the next time. You never truly fail if you learn something from it. Only when you give up, refusing to learn from the experience, does failure truly defeat you. If you are afraid of failure, remember that every successful person you admire has experienced failure, often many times. But they kept moving forward because they had a belief greater than their fear, a belief in growth and progress. Failure won't kill you, but quitting can. And the only thing keeping you at the starting line is the mindset of being afraid to be wrong. Change how you view failure. See it as life's test, a test to see if you really want what you are pursuing. If you pass, you will become exponentially stronger. If you are ready to fail in order to grow, leave a comment. I learn from failure to go further. You have just gone through the 8 mindsets that create the difference between the rich and the poor. It's not luck, not background, not IQ, but the way they think. You may not be rich yet, but if you start changing your mindset, you are planting the first seeds for your transformation. Remember, 1. The rich see opportunity in risk. The poor see risk in every opportunity. 2. The rich use money as a tool. The poor see money as the goal. 3. The rich invest in learning. The poor think learning is an expense. 4. The rich think long-term. The poor seek immediate results. 5. The rich take responsibility. The poor blame circumstances. 6. The rich build networks. The poor live in familiar circles. 7. The rich invest time. The poor spend time unconsciously. 8. The rich learn from failure. The poor quit when they are wrong. If you find yourself holding on to some old mindsets, don't worry. Recognition is the first step to change. The next step is action. Don't just listen. Choose one mindset you want to change today. Write it down. Act on it repeatedly every day. You will see your life change direction. If this video brought you value, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the Dao Lap Ngiap channel, and share it with friends you want to help change their mindset. Because when your mindset changes, your whole life will change with it. I am your companion on the journey to freedom and success. Thank you for watching this video.